Today, we're taking a close look at something pretty exciting, the Galaxy S26 Ultra. What I have here is a dummy model, and we'll be comparing it directly with the actual Galaxy S25 Ultra. Even though this isn't a working phone, there are several subtle but noticeable design changes that really stand out. Let's go through them one by one, starting with the most obvious difference. The first thing you'll notice is that the S26 Ultra is slightly thinner than the S25 Ultra. On paper, the difference is small, 7.9 millimeters versus 8.2 millimeters, but in hand, it actually makes a difference. It's not something you'll instantly spot, but once you hold both devices, the slimmer profile does improve the overall feel. Next, take a look at the corners. Samsung has gone for a more rounded design on the S26 Ultra. Compared to the sharper edges of the S25 Ultra, the new model feels smoother and more comfortable to hold. It's a subtle change, and it doesn't jump out in photos, but side by side, the difference is clear. Now let's talk about the display. When you place both phones next to each other, the S26 Ultra looks slightly wider. Even with the screens turned off, that extra width is noticeable. It's also a bit taller, although that's harder to notice unless you're directly comparing them. The screen size stays around 6.8 to 6.9 inches, but these small adjustments give the phone a different presence. One interesting tweak is the S Pen position. On the S26 Ultra, the S Pen slot is pushed closer to the edge, while on the S25 Ultra it sits more toward the flat section of the frame. You can't eject it on the dummy unit, but visually the shift is clear. This change likely helps Samsung maintain the thinner body, which is a smart design move. Turning to the back, the camera design has been refined. The main camera layout remains familiar, but the S26 Ultra introduces a lens bracket, similar to what we've seen on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. It's a subtle stylistic update that gives the cameras a more integrated and modern look. Even the black rings around the camera lenses are slightly different. They make the lenses appear larger and stand out more against the bracket. It's a small detail, but it adds to the premium feel and shows Samsung's attention to design balance. As for the buttons and ports, nothing has changed. The volume and power buttons are in the same positions, and the top and bottom layouts, including the USB-C port, speakers, microphones, and SIM tray, remain exactly where you'd expect. Samsung clearly wanted to keep the familiar ergonomics intact. On the front, the selfie camera cutout is expected to be slightly larger on the S26 Ultra, allowing for wider selfies. The dummy doesn't show much detail here, but it's another small tweak that won't affect cases, yet still improves usability. The camera bump height is mostly unchanged. The real difference comes from the surrounding design, which makes the back of the phone look cleaner and more unified. Structurally, the two phones are very similar, but visually, the S26 Ultra feels more refined. To sum it up, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is taller, wider, and thinner with smoother corners, a repositioned S Pen, a slightly larger front camera cutout, and updated styling on the back. None of these changes are dramatic on their own, but together they noticeably improve comfort and aesthetics. When you put both phones side by side, the differences are subtle, but they're there. You really need to hold them to fully appreciate the refinements. This isn't a major redesign, it's a clear evolution of the Ultra series. So now the question is, which one do you prefer? The already loved S25 Ultra or the more refined S26 Ultra? Once the final unit is released, we'll have an even better idea. For now, this dummy gives us a solid preview of Samsung's direction. Thanks for watching Tech Torch, and we'll see you in the next deep dive.